Hi! Within this lecture, we're going to see how we can break the HSTS and how we can downgrade it to HTTP in Better Cap tool. So far, we have been using this Better Cap with HSTS hijack caplet in order to downgrade HTTPS to HTTP. So let me clear my browsing data one more time in my Windows virtual machine so that we can try this new thing, okay? So remember, we included twitter.com in our caplet configuration file. So maybe you can think that, yep, if you go to twitter.com now, it will just downgrade it to HTTP. Actually, it won't happen. It doesn't work like that. So let me test this. Let me go to twitter.com. As you can see, it still works in HTTPS. So even though I can see my attack, my target actually is going into the twitter.com, I cannot see the content of the packets. But it works because if I go to hotmail.com, it will just downgrade it to the HTTP. Like that, okay? So it kind of doesn't work on HSTS right now, even though it's called HSTS hijack. It downgrades the HTTPS to HTTP, but it doesn't work on HSTS. So how do we do it? The key lies over here. If we browse the HTTPS, the HSTS websites from an HTTP website, okay, through an HTTP website like google.com, then it works. So if I go to google.com, Gmail uses HSTS, but we managed to bring down the google.com. As you can see, this doesn't use HSTS, or it doesn't use HSTS properly because we are actually downgrading it to HTTP, as you can see. Now if I search something from Google, wherever I go it will be HTTP. So if I search Facebook, if I search for Facebook, if I go to Facebook, it will open in HTTP form. If I go to Twitter, it will open in HTTP form. So it depends where user is coming from to that website. For example, if they directly go to facebook.com, it won't downgrade it to HTTP. But if they go through this google.com, then it will work. As you can see, it's still stalling a little bit. It actually distorts our connection a little bit when we use Better Cap with this ARP spoofing and HSTS hijack caplet, and it takes some time. So maybe you will have to refresh this, or you will have to search this one more time in order to make sure this works. So let me just search it one more time, okay? And let's see if we can get the result. Here we go. Now we see the result. And over here we see the Facebook, we see everything over here like Twitter and other stuff as well. Now, since my google.com is HTTP, even though it says HTTPS over here, okay, in the address tab, if I just open this in new tab, or if I just click on that, it will open the Facebook like that. And you can just click over here, and as you can see, it's trying to load the HTTP version of Facebook, and it managed to load the HTTP version of Facebook. So this is only way you can actually downgrade HSTS to HTTP, if you go to that website through an HTTP website, okay? So you may think that this won't even work, but as you can see, if I say test at gmail or hotmail.com and give some random password over here, we can go back to our Kali Linux. Once this request has been sent, we can see the content of this request, okay? And in the real life, there is a high chance that a user will just write facebook.com in the browser. They won't go through with the google.com. Maybe you would think, yep, this is a low chance attack, as I said before. Okay, it's not ideal, but it's only way to actually downgrade HSTS to HTTP at this moment. And I believe we have to refresh this, and it took me to a login page. Let me give the same credentials one more time to test this. Okay, say hotmail.com and give some password over here and click on login. So at this moment you can think that how our hackers are hacking Facebooks and Instagrams. As I explained before, this is not an ideal way to hack Instagram passwords, Facebook passwords. We're gonna go into that subject later on in the course. They are using social engineering techniques, okay? And let me search for password, let me search for test, and let's see if we can get these results. Yeah, I believe this doesn't work. Let me run it one more time and let me try to get test. Yeah, here you go. Now we have this test at hotmail.com, and we used hotmail.com in the Facebook, so I believe we managed to get the Facebook. Yep, here you go. This is facebook.com login, and this is not even com. I don't know if you ever realized that the web page is actually loaded in the domain of .com. So as you can see, we have this test at hotmail.com. I believe this is coming from the keylogger JavaScript that we have been running with the caplet. Okay, so we have this test as hotmail.c, hotmail.co, hotmail.com. So this is coming from the keylogger rather than the request itself. So this is a beauty of running the keylogger along with our script. Okay, so as you can see, we managed to get the Facebook information as well. But again, this is not an ideal way to hack Facebook passwords. We're going to see how hackers social engineer people to steal the Instagram passwords, steal the Facebook passwords, and how hackers use some other techniques to steal those passwords as well. We are studying the network attacks in this lecture, in this section. Actually, we are trying to understand what is ARP spoofing, what is DNS spoofing, how we can inject JavaScript code and stuff. Don't focus on stealing Facebook passwords at this moment. We're going to go into that later on. And again, this is not working very smooth in the better cap. It's working more in much better way, I believe, in man in the middle framework. But if man in the middle framework doesn't work for you, you have this option as well. Let's stop here, and within the next lecture we're going to see JavaScript injection with better cap.